any 75-year-old doing anything, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I watched 80 for Brady the other night. I hate Joe Biden. Yeah. And not because I'm like a Republican or anything. It's just like something about him just sucks. And then I realized I'm just being ageist. Yeah, because I watched 80 for Brady. I'm like, oh, this is what's going on in his mind.
What's 80 for Brady?
The movie about the 4 80-year-old women that want to fuck Tom Brady.
Oh, there's Tom. Oh, what a beautiful man. Gorgeous.
Oh my.
He's so well hydrated. Que bruto.
And then one of them thinks she has cancer. So she's like, well, I have to spend all of our money to go see the Super Bowl.
Wait, is it real or is it fake?
It's based on a true story about 4 women who are over 80 that watch the Patriots, but they didn't fucking ever go to the Super Bowl. It was like a local news story about like, look at these old ass women watching the TV and they're like, they love the Patriots.
Handsome, adorable, gorgeous.
Yeah, I think he was really handsome. Yeah,
He was gorgeous.
gorgeous is right.
And they made him feature.
They had a group called Over 80 for Brady, and then Tom Brady, when he was going to retire, he produced this movie. I don't know if he was the one that optioned it and turned it into a screenplay, but it came out like, what, 2 years ago? Pete,
Tom Brady produced his own movie about old people wanting to fuck him?
Yes.
That's insane.
Well, it was funny. I was watching it. I was watching it with my girlfriend, and she was completely unreceptive to this argument. Sometimes I forget that I'm not podcasting when I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
But it's like, just imagine a movie called Horny for Taylor, and it's 85-year-old men that are like, we only have one chance left to get pussy off Taylor Swift. And they all sit around watching Taylor Swift. And they're
jerking off.
They're like, look how good her titties look.
Oh, he's much bigger in real life.
The real him is at least twice that size. Oh, Tom, make that pass.
Oh,
and it's supposed to be heartwarming. Imagine that.
It's heartwarming?
It's heartwarming. I mean, I teared up.
No, you did not.
No, I did, yeah.
At what part?
Dude, I feel like the gum surgery broke the dam has been loosened, because I hadn't cried since Fast and Furious 6. That was like 10 years ago.
What is going on, Fast and Furious 6?
Well, Paul Walker died in real life, and
Yeah.
at the end of the movie,
Hey, thought you could leave without saying goodbye.
It's like, I swear if I see you again. The song's playing, and they're driving, and then the cars go different ways. And Vin Diesel drives into the next movie, and Paul Walker drives to heaven. And they put his face on, they photoshopped his face on a different guy. It's not even, it's like, goodbye, dude.
And you're just sobbing for the first time in 20 years.
I cried in the theater but I was like 25 at the time, and I hadn't cried. And I had family members die, friends die, and I tried. I would and it wouldn't happen. And then just that week with the gum surgery and stuff, because it was I feel like.
And 80-year-olds being like, we're gonna go gang bang.
Well, I feel like I've been backed up.
Let's go!
Oh my God, that's Tom Brady!
But anyways, yeah, no, I did tear up at the part in 80 for Brady where you think that Lily Tomlin has cancer, but this is the bullshit. First of all, fuck this movie. It's funny, whatever. I don't want to shit on it too hard, because it is good as a movie.
Nobody is gonna come after you for shitting on it. Nobody will see it.
I don't know who wrote it. Morally, it could be a friend. I don't know.
Tom Brady, it sounds like.
Yeah, well, but morally, it's these creepy old women that want to fuck somebody a quarter of their age.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is basically a child.
Yeah.
If we're all things equal, Tom Brady as what is he, 38? What do you got to be, something like that?
40.
40 years old. Okay, then you think that's an adult, but these women are 80, right?
Right.
So they're basically Subway Jared in this situation.
Yeah, I agree.
We're going to the Super Bowl to enjoy men the way the Romans did, sweaty, piled on top of one another, tight pants.
Then the movie, I mean, it is a comedy, but all that's happening the entire time is they go to the Super Bowl and they're surprising everyone because they're just better at everything than everyone. One of them is she eats edibles and then winds up in a poker game with Patton Oswalt And,
What?
yeah,
I've
and
never
Guy
heard-
Fieri and stuff. And she's in this poker game, and she's just like, oh, they don't think she's gonna win, but she's beating all of them at poker. She's the best at poker.
I'm already out.
You are a shark, aren't you, Mara?
And then there's a game where you throw a football, and the other old lady is like beating this like athletic, young man. And then there's a hot wings eating contest, and Sally Field is she's eating the hot wings. Nobody else can eat the hot wings except her. It's just like,
Betty, you don't have to eat it all.
It's okay. I'm hungry.
I know her!
Sally Field, isn't it?
yeah.
This is devastating.
So it's the same idea over and over again. It's like people are going to this 80-year-old woman can't do anything. It's like, oh, she's the best at the monster truck rally that we have. She's the best. And then eventually they go into the coordinator's box or whatever, and then they're like calling the plays themselves, and they're the reason that they won the Super Bowl in 2017 is the Patriots.
and one
won
of
the-
them has cancer, but she doesn't really.
she doesn't even have cancer. That's the premise of the movie. Is like they're like it starts off. First of all, it's like the first 15, like the whole first act occurs in just a living room,
Okay.
and they keep jumping back and forth in time because they were like, let's just bang this all out in one day.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll do a couple of costume changes, but so they're sitting there, and it starts off. They're already watching the Patriots, and it's like, how did this start? And it was like, it was 10 years ago. I was finishing up my chemotherapy, and the TV got stuck, and they couldn't change the channel. The remote stopped working. And they're like, oh, football, turn it off. We need to watch a woman getting murdered.
Yeah.
Like whatever they needed to see.
He is cute. Oh, I'll watch this.
And then Tom Brady comes on the TV, and they're like, let's suck his penis, and then they're just lusting after him, and then they get into football from the lusting,
Okay.
And then so this is 10 years later, and then they're watching it, and then there's like a contest to win tickets to the Super Bowl, and like Lily Tomlin plays the one who had cancer. She's like, what if we went to the Super Bowl?
This could be Tom's last one. He's almost 40. That's like 80 in people years.
Yeah, we're 80 in people years.
And then she buys tickets, and then there's a contest, but she buys the tickets and tells her friends she won the tickets. Unbeknownst to them, she's gotten more tests done, more medical screening, and she got a letter from the oncology center.
I'm enthralled. I'm like,
yeah.
and then what?
She got a letter from the oncology center, and they've been trying to call her, but she doesn't want to pick up the phone because it could be bad.
Tom Brady.
It could be bad news.
Oh.
So she won't open the letter from the oncology center. She hasn't told her friends. And so then, you kind of get the sense that, they present you with the idea that this woman knows her cancer is returned. She's going to die. She can't go through the chemo again. She just wants to take her friends out for one kind of last hurrah, memorable experience.
Well, Mom, open the letter.
No.
What?
What's another 2 days? This is something I always wanted to do, to go to the Super Bowl with my friends and see Tom Brady win.
That's very sweet. But then you watch all this, and then eventually they're like, why wouldn't you just open the letter? She's like, I'm worried it'd be something bad, and I don't know. And they're like, and at this point they've lost the tickets, and they got to find the tickets again. And then they finally get in, and they're in the skybox, and then they're the reason that they win the Super Bowl.
I don't know what's ahead for me, but if you fight, I'll fight. Now go out there and win.
And then at the end, it's like, oh, and she doesn't even have cancer. And it's like, well, no, now you have to die. Because,
Yeah.
You
fucked a kid.
Even cancer aside, you're 85 years old. You've already gotten
It's
more.
time to die. You have to die.
You've
I'm not
already
watching a movie about old
gotten
people.
More than most people. You've
Does
taken
one of them
more-
die? One of them dies.
None of them die. Sally Field, her character is married. Her character is married to Bob Balaban in the movie. And then they're like, oh, look how boring Bob Balaban is.
I wanted you to know I sent you 2 versions of the paper, A and B, and I want you to tell me which one to go with, okay?
Meanwhile, she's 75 years old. It's like...
Likely her husband would be dead.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
because he's like, can you give me notes on my paper that I wrote or whatever? He wants notes, and she's like, I don't have time for this,
Meanwhile, her husband is a fully functioning 80-year-old
Yeah,
just
he won't-
writing books.
Right, so she won't give him notes in the book. She goes,
It's your paper with your name on it. You have to make the decisions.
and then she's like trying to cheat on him. They're
With
like
Tom Brady?
no, it's kind of like she wants to get better at flirting, I guess. It's like it's a way to get this joke in there about like negging or something. I don't know. At a certain point, something happened. Either someone called or I had diarrhea. But I left. I went to the bathroom and I missed a chunk of it. But they're in an Uber ride, and she's like, I never got a chance to flirt. And then she tries hitting on the Uber driver. She's like, oh, you have a nice head. She says that to him.
You have a nice head. Imagine if you tried to do this with me with the movie Face Off.
What described the movie Face Off?
Verbatim.
Well, Face Off is a masterpiece.
It really is.
Yeah.
You told me about it and I watched it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I don't even remember that. Yeah, I love Face Off. And then I rewatched.
You remember what the joke was that the old lady said in the Uber, but you can't remember?
Conversations I've had.
Oh, I thought you meant you don't remember the movie Face Off.
No, I remember the movie
yeah.
Face Off. I don't remember any podcast I've ever done ever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a blur.
But you can picture movies.
Of course.
To finish.
Because it's a story. It's not just some stupid fucking conversation I'm forced to have.
Yeah.
Tom,
Sit down.
spank me right here.
No, get
Spank me here, Tom.
Sit down. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
And my weekend recommendation, 80 for Brady. Nice double feature, 80 for Brady, and then a bunch of Caroline Picard clips. And I'll say this, it's sort of a palate cleanser for Joe Biden. Everyone hates Joe Biden. He's making old people look bad. But you can...
He's not that... Did you see The Golden Bachelor, that guy?
I'm going to meet the woman of my dreams very shortly. I hope I recognize her, number one.
No, what is that?
They chose an old-ass bachelor, and he is 100% autistic. He's just teeth, and being like, I want love.
I've never really watched a Bachelor, and I'm not watching The Bachelor. I'm not doing that. I've been to like bachelor parties where people watch The Bachelor, and I sit there and I try to watch it. I genuinely do not get the appeal. And it's like, I mean, people are like, oh, it's easy to get into. You can have people over. But why The Bachelor? Why not Guys Grocery Games? Why not any reality show? What is it about The Bachelor that
Because it's a competition with a bunch of insane people, and at the end they are forced to get married.
Why not Guys Grocery Games? It's the same exact thing.
It's not the same thing. One is like forever and it's this fake thing, and then the girls get in fights. I used to be against it, but then I watched it with the roommates, and you get into it, you get attached to one character.
I watched an episode the other night, and it's like, if you told me this aired in 2003, I wouldn't know. It's just a guy being like, yeah, when we had sandwiches the other day, I was like, you know, this is like probably the best. It's like one of the most amazing afternoons of my entire life.
Yeah, but then they kiss, and it's this insane kiss where one of them is biting the other one's tongue, and they don't know how to do it, and you're like, oh, that's...
I'm so glad you said that, because I was like really feeling that also, that it was also... What were we talking about? Have you had sandwiches?
I had the best day ever with you today. It was a surreal day. I had a lot of moments today where I was just taking it in and just loving every second of it.
Yeah.
Then you could see me smiling from ear to ear on my horse, me and Ellie.
Yeah, you were smiling.
It was just a beautiful day.
I was smiling too. It was a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful day.
Everything about it, honestly.
I like when in the middle of The Bachelor they cut to an animal just like
even the events of
eating
dating.
grass.
Like I just watched, they did like axe throwing. Is that even a thing anymore? I feel like the entire middle of the country.
It's the Bon-Ton. The whole show is the Bon-Ton.
The entire middle of the country is just a wasteland of empty craft breweries and shut down axe throwing places.
Yeah, places like called Wedge and Spackle or whatever.
Right. And then every town, it's all just homeless people and one guy who has a Tesla.
Yeah.
There's a guy that goes around with the Tesla like Mad Max.
How are you feeling about this squad this year?
I think that, you know, we have a chance to maybe get to 500, and yeah, that's about it. I don't see us winning. Patriots guy?
Yeah, I thought the Patriots were like the best
No,
team.
Brady's out.
Brady's not there
Brady's
anymore.
gone. Brady went to the Bucs a couple years ago. Now he's retired. Now he's doing commentary. Yeah.
He's making movies
got
about old women that want to fuck him.
Right.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 80 for Brady?
80 for Brady.
Did you actually see that movie?
It's hilarious.
No, you watched that?
Yeah.
It's like Girls Trip, but for old bitches trying to fuck Tom Brady.
Yeah, for old women. But then he produced it, I think.
That's weird.
You know, he was like, "How about a movie where old women want to fuck me?"
And he sexed them. He was like a Weinstein during the casting.
That makes sense.
It would have been a lot. The original script, it was Japanese men. It was 4 Japanese men
Right.
who want to fuck Tom Brady.
Ties around their head,
Yeah,
partying after the big night out, and
it was 4 Japanese businessmen. It sort of got retooled a bit.
yeah, right. Notes and rewrites.